Peace. This is a video reflection, a vlog sort of. I was up late last night and have some reflections on ancestors, my father, Africa, Fihankra, and that project. So this weekend I did a deep dive on Fihankra. Actually, what I learned is that the name of the project where there were Americans, Black Americans, who were able to acquire land in Africa is collectively referred to Fihankra. I mean, there are different Fihankra projects in Ghana. And so I learned that the project that my father was associated with is probably one that's near where the Akwamu people live. And there was a lot of controversy around this land. Apparently, there were some people from the U.S., one named Curtis Simmons, and then his wife and his son, who were holding land. Well, they were the conduits between Americans and the Akwamu people. Curtis Simmons changed his name and became a king. And he had the stool and the skin, which is the symbolic representation of the king who has been gifted land to be the steward over for his community. Curtis Simmons was charging way more than what it cost to register the land. And apparently he was poisoned, it seemed, in 2008. Don't know who poisoned him. However, after that, then his wife from the U.S. and his son wanted to become the queen mother and the king and hold the stool and skin, but I don't know if the government really, the chieftaincy, I don't know if they really wanted them to hold the stool and skin, and so there was some controversy. Then over the years, it seemed like some of the money that was sent to help to pay the taxes on this land project, and it has another name, not Fihankra, but it has another name. It seems like there was some controversy about where the money went and how it was used. And there's some controversy about people who may have sent money but didn't get the land that they wanted. So it seems that the people who were on this land were maybe possibly overwhelmed and trying to figure out how to manage this land and be homesteaders or pilgrims and establish a space. Eventually, the two women who were leading it, the widow of Curtis Simmons and another woman, were both killed. I think one of the women may have been from Detroit, or maybe both of them were from Detroit. I'm not sure about that, but it kind of explains to me how I've been feeling about going to Africa and about this whole land project. I remember when my father first told me about it, it sounded confusing. Like, how can you just have land? How does that work? Because in the U.S., you have to have money, then you get a deed and all of that stuff. And so acquiring land is like a whole thing. And in Ghana, the land is always going to be held by the chieftaincy, and you just get a leasehold to be able to live on the land and build on it for a while. And then you have to pay the taxes, and then you give the chieftaincy a token, like they say, for being able to live on the land. And it's good that Ghanaians are keeping track of their land and not allowing other people to come in from outside and take over their land. I think that's a good thing, because when you look at what happened in Zimbabwe and in parts of South Africa, where Europeans came in and they basically were controlling all of this large swaths of land, and then the people were living in slums and hovels, trying to subsist along the city instead of being able to grow on this fertile land, grow food and on this fertile land. So definitely don't want that. What I'm thinking is what my father has been guiding me. My father and my ancestors have been guiding me, especially this last weekend, and I was up late because a lot of times when I'm getting information from my ancestors or from my spirit guides, I'm up late and the information comes at night. So I discovered a lot of this last night. It seems that for me, I'm grappling with how I'm responding to Africa and what happened. The bottom line is there were some people who left Africa to go to other parts of the world. I'm really working with not feeling as if someone sold my ancestors away, or feeling as though someone stole my ancestors, because both of those are a victim mentality. And the reality is something horrific happened. And in spite of that horrific happening, I'm here in my right mind most of the time. And most of the time I'm in my right mind. But I'm in my right mind. And now I'm going back to Africa. I know other people have gone back and they consider themselves repatriating. I don't feel that yet. I'm not sure that is where I would currently like to make my home, or that I feel like this is a place where I can be at home. My father felt like I'm home. I've been welcomed back. I'm back to Africa. I found my people. I understand. However, I don't know that I feel like I could ever feel like I've returned. Now, I can make my home other places. I'm actually thinking about spending an extended period in Ghana. However, I don't know if I feel that now my home is in Africa. Like, I don't feel that I don't feel at this point that if I go there that I'm home. I'm still grappling with, why did we have to go through all of that? Why did my ancestors have to go through the transatlantic slave trade and Jim Crow? And why do we have to go through all of that? On the other hand, I'm thinking about our response, our people's response to Jim Crow, to the process of being enslaved or being discriminated against. In spite of that, we have risen. We have risen, and our products, be they music or clothing or lifestyle, have been exported, and people all over the world know about us, and Africans in the diaspora all over the world know about us, and some of them actually seek to be like us, dress like us, talk like us, come to the country and behave as if they are Black Americans, like Barack Obama, Boris Kojo. there's all these different actors from Great Britain who have come here, who have studied us and decided that they will mimic us and are becoming and have been very successful. So whatever it is we have become is something that people want to emulate. If we hadn't been sent away, we wouldn't have developed into the people that we are now. So maybe it was all in divine order, because of course the soul group that left Ghana or left Africa had a plan. It may not have been evident to the people who were on the ship. However, there was a plan and there's a reason why. And that's what I'm grappling with. What is the reason why? When I go back to Africa for this retreat in October, what am I going to survey? Whether it's emotionally, spiritually, what am I going to get the peace back? I mean, I'm feeling like there's a peace that I will be able to have, a piece of understanding that I'll be able to have once I go to Africa, and that this contemplative stage is necessary. And I'm sitting here in front of my ancestral altar. You can't see it.